Welcome back, everyone, to week 11 of building Ryloth. Let's get into it. Alrighty, guys, so if you don't remember where we left off, we had placed an order for Light My Bricks, and we have got that order since then, so we are going to be able to do some lights today. I'm really excited. We have the roof pieces here. I actually placed another Bricklink order, but it has not arrived yet. I do believe that will arrive within the next 3 to 4 days, so it won't be in this video, but the next, which is totally fine. We have plenty of pieces to still work on the roof. As you see here, that is the roof, and we are going to put the lights in here. I'm going to cover it up with some more plates, and the nice thing about this is, like, oh, what if I need to get access to lights, turn off the lights, move the lights around, etc. I can go ahead and place plates in here, and right where the lights are, I'm going to place plates that I can actually pull up and put back down. So I could pull up, like open up the hood to it, get in there and go ahead and move lights around, turn off lights, etc. And then I could push that back down. So that's what I'm going to plan on designing. First though, we just want to get the lights in there in a safe, comfortable spot so they're not moving around a bunch in there. And then once we've done that, I can go ahead and design that first or second story level. Alrighty, guys, so we got some bad news. 2 items of bad news. The first one is, for some reason, I thought that this Light My Brick pack would have came with an adapter for the piece that is right here to plug into power. Unfortunately, that's not the case. It does not come with that. So it needs a USB-C to an adapter that then plugs in all of these light tongs. This is the Light My Bricks 2.0 pack. So I had thought that I had a chance of doing it the old way, but that's not the case. So I ordered that already. Which is fine. We can still get the light fixtures ready to go. It's just I have to wait for the power to get in, or the adapter to get in, so I can hook up the power to the adapter and then lights up as well. So I did get this fixed and made. So on the second floor, I'm going to shut this here. You'll see that there is a little knob right in here. If you twist this knob, it changes what the lights do, flicker, different colors, it's different sequences. So pretty cool how that works. I left that open. The power unit's going to be right here as well, and then the little power brick will be probably in here back in this corner, I'm thinking, just like that. And so I'll have it hooked up that way, or this way. I'll take this carabiner off, but that's how that'll be. I don't really need to get to this. As long as it's plugged in, it'll be fine. I will need to get to this fixture and then that adapter that we purchased. So for now, that's good. The lights, actually, I ended up changing it. They actually string through these holes. And then on the other side, you're going to see right there, they come out of the ceiling. And that's because they're going to plug directly into the actual light itself. And once it plugs into the light, I can put this light, like I have it on a brick already, like this one, with a brick adapter, and the light's there. So the brick adapter will go in the ceiling, and once it's in the ceiling, I'll go ahead and have the light showing through the top there. I'm just going to have them in the ceiling though, instead of through these holes, just because the light's a little bit better that way. And so that's probably going to be, I know, another 5 days. So we have the light fixture set up, but obviously not done, unfortunately, but it's all right. And then the second set of bad news is that that's all of my gray plates. I thought I had way more, and unfortunately I am bare bones out of gray plates. If you look in here, nothing in there. Those are brick pieces. These are the plates, and if you look, it's like maybe a couple of these, But I'm just going to do a bricklink order for larger plates. So those larger plates can go ahead and just cover this all up much easier than me doing a bunch of tiny plates all over the place. It's just going to be too hard and too much of a nuisance. So I am waiting to get that in. I'm going to place that order in the next couple of minutes here. I will build up these bricks now a little bit, and I'm going to get the doorway set for the main geostructure there that connects to the second floor. And I'll make that doorway, and then once we get that doorway set, we can go ahead and get kind of an idea of where that's going to connect to it. Then we're going to work on the interior of that first floor to get that done, because the lights, once they're set up, I'm not going to want to have to go back in there and deal with doing anything else there. So I'm going to get the interior done today at least. We're going to get the doorway set for that. But other than that, I don't think there's much else we can do until we get our pieces. The actual right here is you're going to see all of the texturing and layout of the flooring and stuff is good. We can get the staging area set a little bit better now. For the clones that are going to be over there. Maybe we'll do that, and then we'll call it a video at the end of that. So yeah, unfortunately we do have to wait a little bit, but at least we will have plenty of parts coming in on the next couple of bricklink orders here. So let's go ahead and get the doorway set right here, and I'll just time lapse that and then show that how that's going to line up with the geostructure. Alrighty guys, so I was playing with the door design here. As you can see, I'm going to lower this so you can see a little bit better, but this is the arch that I wanted for the door design. This arch is really nice. I like the way it came out. The only thing is, how are we going to cover that top, right? So I have this piece that would go right here. Obviously it goes over that middle way, and then I was looking at it, but if there was this piece here, and you were to have it like an arch like that, this piece actually goes up perfectly with that same piece here. So as you can see, I could just do that, kick this brick out and then put this in there. So that way it will actually flow a little bit better as far as the arch goes, like that, which is perfect. The only thing with that is this piece is obviously it's not studs on top, it's on the side. These are going this way and this is going this way. So how would we get it to work? And that's kind of how I was doing it right now with these bricks that are securing it with this tile piece like that. However, if I'm going to do that and I put this piece there, that's no longer there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these 1x1 pieces. So basically we would kick this out. We'll put this here. We'll put the 1x1 piece here. And then I'm going to put this right in here like this for the doorway arch. And when I do that, I can just get another tile piece like this. Except a 1x3, and I can connect it, or 1x4 can go over, that's fine too, it's not going to look bad that way, but we'll connect it that way, so that way the arch looks good. I was thinking like I could be, you know, simple with it, with the way the arch is, and basically what that would be like is if I were to take one of these actual just slope pieces and go like that, and it's, I don't know, I just think I could do better than that, and this snot technique I think looks cooler, and I'll be able to put more greebling there because it's snot. This method that I have right here would just be connected by like a 1x4, and then again I would still need something to round it off. I would have to end up using something like this to round it off, or even larger. I don't even think that it would be the same situation. Yeah, probably even bigger slope, so I'd have to have something like this anyway to go in there to round it off. So it's actually going to work out better if I just do it the snot way with like this, and then have this piece right here to catch in. I'm not going to use the tan pieces. I don't have gray ones of those. That's why I was just showing it with that. I have brown for like trees. Typically these are tree pieces. I mean, they also can be used slope, but they are also used a lot in trees. So I have a bunch of brown and red, and I have a couple tan, but I do not have any light bluish gray. And so I think what I'm going to do is when I place the order for these here, for more of the plates back there to do the second floor, I'm going to go ahead and also place a couple, just 2 of these. I only need 2 of these pieces, but 2 of those, a couple of those, so that way it can connect there. And then This is the front side of the mock. I don't want to build up too high because I do plan on putting some windows in over on this back side of the mock here in the front. So I will be putting windows over there. So I'm not touching that side, but this side is okay to do the building of the doorway. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and basically just, I'm going to put it on hold. Get this ready for when I do get those pieces that come in, because that's exactly how it will look. And actually, I'm going to have to kick this out because we're going to need space for it. So it'll be like that. And then I will have this piece here. So that's 1, 2, 3. We're going to need to kick this even further out. Okay. So it'll be like that. And we'll have the piece, the outside like that, like this, and it'll connect there just fine. And that'll look really good. So I think that's going to be the route for the doorway. Yeah, like I said, I could do something really lazy. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't think that looks as good. I think I can do a little bit better by doing the snot technique, and I think it looks better. I think you could do more detailing here because it has that cool arch with the pieces, studs going out. I think it looks cooler. I think it's better. And so, yeah, I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to be patient. We have a Bricklink order coming in for the plates anyway, so there's no need for me to try and get the doorway done right now. But with that being said, we're going to pivot over to the first floor. We're going to fill in those tubs that I have, or those crates full of armor. We're going to get some minifigures positioned in there to kind of get an idea of how we want to have them walking in and up the walkway. And yeah, the first floor is looking good. It's pretty much done. So I'm just going to do that. And then I'll get the staging area for the clones ready. And honestly, I think I don't need too many more clones. I might just start staging them now. So you guys can get an idea and start getting closer to the end of the mock here. We won't need to be doing too much with the terrain, and really just finishing the second floor of the story, getting the lights set up and positioning everything, and then we're going to be done with this mock. So yeah, I think this might be my last Bricklink order. I'm fingers crossed on that. I ordered plenty of stuff for the roof of the second floor. The second floor roof will be dark gray, and we have plenty of these dark gray plates that I use for the roof. I have a ton of these, and I technically could use it for the second floor, but the first floor is light bluish gray. I want to keep the second floor light bluish gray, so that's why I'm just not going to use those for that. I'm going to use them for the roof, and then the light fixture that I have for the roof already is set up. One of these cords, I believe it's this long one, will go up the wall and come down into the second floor roof and have a light. I'm doing one light on the second floor because I want it to be like right down in the center of the room where there's going to be a hollow table, and there's going to be a bunch of leaders around the hollow table. So I kind of want it like that, more like intimate and serious room. And then yeah, the first floor will have 2 lights, so it'll be nice and bright in there. But yeah, I mean, we're really reaching the end of the mock here, guys. I don't think there's going to be more than 3 or 4 weeks at most. It really just depends on how fast we can get the parts in. So should be hopefully finishing this up by the beginning of May. But yeah, let's go ahead and pivot over to the first floor and get some clones in there and kind of get excited to see how the mock will look when it's finished. Alrighty guys, so this is where we left off on the first floor. If you remember, I didn't like the gauge being there on this piece so low. So I think I'm going to work on that too on the side. Kind of get a better design for that. It just wasn't, I don't know, I'm really not sold on the on the wall piping here. I like the wall piping idea. I'm not sold on this as the design. So I think we're going to pull that out. We're going to get that kind of restarted from scratch here. We'll do a better design on that. And then we're going to load these crates up, get some clones in here, and then kind of go over how we want to make the clones walking up all that walkway there, and then all the way down from that staging area too. Alrighty guys, so we actually went ahead and placed almost all, if not every single minifigure we needed to. So I went ahead and planted the beginning stages of the forming of this clone. I'm going to say battalion. It's not going to be an actual literal battalion because I would need this whole mock to display a battalion of clone troopers. But the set of troopers that are going to be going into the ATOT, I have some of them here. I actually am going to build this probably all the way up to that point. I just need to open up a bunch of battle packs and get some more phase 2 clone troopers into the army. I have also placed a few of them over here. So I started the walkway, and this is going to change a little bit here because I'm going to have some officers and commanders watching them go up and down, getting their new armor. Listed probably right over here. One there. I'm going to have one there. I'm also going to put a clone trooper there working that. And then I'll probably have one over here closer to the staging area. So that's all going to change a little bit there. But we have some of the clone troopers, as you can see, walking up and down. Some of them coming out with their new armor, some going up with that phase 1 armor here. I liked how having them like right next to each other so you could see the change in armor like that. But yeah, so we got those guys set up. I have their blasters here because I'm actually going to make like a little arming station. So they walk down here this way and they go down to the staging area, but I'm going to have like a commander standing there with a little built arming station where when they walk by, they're getting armed and they're getting their weapons right there. So that's what I'm doing. And then also in here, I have a bunch of thermal detonators that I had ordered from Bricklink a while ago. I put them all in the crates there that we had spare from the piping. So now getting to the piping there, we have inside of the mock, we changed the piping. I just went with the round that I was originally designing at the time, and I was having a hard time decide if I want to do that round kind of design, and I think that looks absolutely better with the actual piping. Pipings are going to be majority round, if not all, so it just makes more sense to do it round. And then the gauge, it is pushed off a little bit. I can actually push that back. That gauge can move all the way around because of that little lollipop piece connecting to the gauge. I can move the gauge in any direction I want, so that's another reason why I did it that way too, which looks a lot better. Inside of the base, you have some clones here, phase 1, going to the first bin, second bin, and third, and it's going to be helmet, chest plate piece, chest piece, and then legs as this clone trooper's getting his legs. I'm going to change this clone trooper's helmet. The reason I have his helmet off now is because I was thinking he's going to have his new phase 2 helmet on. So I got to put a phase 2 helmet on him, and then I got to put a phase 2 piece of armor on the front here. So I'll probably just take a phase 2 clone trooper, put it there, and then take off his pants and put the original clone trooper's pants. I'm using the ones without printing. I was originally going to use those clone troopers from the newest 3-piece battle pack, but I was like, if they're getting new armor, why would their pants armor be the same as their phase 2 armor, which in those minifigures they are? So I was like, no, let's just use the old school ones, which are no printing on there, which I think looks great. Makes sense to why they're getting new armor here. And then over there in the corner, there will be helmets, like I said. The reason I have these 2 helmets there is because I was thinking also, after they get their armor, where did their old armor go? It didn't just, vanish into the ether. So I'm actually going to build back here against this wall a big crate, a big opening crate with a bunch of phase 1 armor, just old armor. And we'll have an officer standing off watching, making sure like, hey, nobody's stealing armor, nobody's taking armor. Like Captain Rex, who basically welded 2 phases of armor. They don't want that to happen to all the clones. So basically watching, making sure people are grabbing the correct armor and leaving the correct armor as well. So, but yeah, the most important thing is getting those filled up and then making it kind of like realistic. Phase 1 clone troopers have their old armor here. They should have a new helmet. Like this clone trooper right here should have a new helmet, and he's grabbing a chest plate now. So I need to take off his helmet and, signify that he's got a helmet now. He's in the second phase of getting the armor. But yeah, so for the most part, we're getting fastly along with the mock. Like I said, I made that Bricklink order and then the Light My Bricks order to finish the second story for lighting. And then I will have the second story built in the next couple weeks here, and then we'll kind of get a finale video ready to go in middle of May before I have some big updates going for everything. So we'll go ahead and round this video off with an outro and go over what we're going to do for week 12. Alrighty guys, so we have finished week 11 of building Ryloth. I'm actually happy with the progress that we made getting the clone troopers down on the mock and getting as far as we could with the Light My Brick situation, not having the adapter that we needed. I'm looking at it now. The walls are pretty much built up for a good portion of the second floor. I have pieces coming to finish out the second floor next week for week 12. That is one of the first things we were going to be doing. So one first thing, and I said I'm going to work in threes to make sure we get this complete in time. The first one that we're going to make sure happens next week is completing the walls. The walls will be complete for the second floor. And I will also want to start working on the roof. Maybe we'll see, but I'm not going to put that as a number item that we're going to get done. For sure, the walls will be complete. Second piece of item is lighting for the first floor. I want the lighting set up in the first floor to where we're good to go. Lights are good. Everything's set. We just want to work on the second floor at that point. So lighting is the second thing. So that's part of building the walls. We'll do it while we're doing that too. And then the third thing that I'm going to say I want to make sure I get done is clone troopers. I want to make sure I have enough clone troopers for the staging. I want to make sure I have enough clone troopers to go in the ATOT, enough clone troopers to go into, enough clone trooper armor to go into the outpost first floor, because we need some to fill up those bins. I want to make sure basically clone troopers and everything we need for the actual clone trooper scene is done. So that'll be the third thing that we get done next week. Once we've done that, the following week we can try finishing up the second floor roofing, lighting, and then some other stuff. But for now, those are the three things we want to get done. The walls for week 12, and then also the lighting for week 12, and the clone trooper situation for week 12. And I think we will definitely get those things done. I already have 10 battle packs for the phase 2, the one that just came out. I have 10 of them in my shelf. I just need to grab probably like 4 or 5 and rip those and get the clone troopers out. So plenty of stuff there. That's going to be fine. And then as far as the Light My Bricks should be solved once that order comes in, and it should be here to the end of this upcoming week when this video comes out. And then the Bricklink order should also be in by the end of this week as well. So I don't think we have any issues with doing any of those things. However, that remains to be seen as this MOX went on. Stuff has came up, so it's possible something might come up later on. But if it does, we'll be prepared. We still have plenty of time, and we're getting plenty of stuff done quickly to get this mock out and a finale video out in time. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for carrying along through all of these weeks of Ryloth. We are approaching the end, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited to finish Ryloth, take a break, and announce what the next mock is going to be, or the next planet, I guess you could say, of the mock. I've already got it picked out. Just going to be sourcing a lot of parts for that, a lot just like this. And saving up money to do that next mock, because this is still expensive, Bricklink order after Bricklink order. Even if it is a smaller size Bricklink order, it does add up. So I gotta wait to source more material, or source more Lego, source more parts, and probably minifigures for the next mock too. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.